what the mainstream media was afraid to tell you about the news this week. This week, while the mainstream media was obsessed with parroting Chinese communist propaganda, claiming the name Wuhan virus is racist, when it's not, here are the things that happened that really matter. The stock market historically rebounds from pandemics or disease outbreaks within 6 months. I'm not prognosticating, I'm just looking at history. In 2006, with the avian flu, the stock market dropped 0.2% the first month, but within 6 months had rebounded 10.1%. In 2010, with the cholera outbreak, after 1 month, stocks dropped 2.3%, but within 6 months rebounded by 13.6%. In 2016, with Zika, stocks dropped 6%, but 6 months later had recovered all but 0.6% of that. In 2018, with Ebola, after 1 month, stocks were down by 7.4%, but 6 months later had recovered by half to just negative 3.5%. But did the mainstream media report this to you? No, they said barely a word about it. Nancy Pelosi tries to insert free abortions into COVID-19 stimulus packages. In the midst of a crisis, Pelosi is pushing her radical abortion agenda, trying to bypass the Hyde Amendment. And then Democrats have the audacity to blame Republicans for holding up the coronavirus bill. But did the mainstream media report accurately on Pelosi's nasty political play, trying to secure taxpayer money to kill unborn babies under the guise of saving lives from COVID-19? Nope, the mainstream media was too busy fear-mongering to report the truth. Bernie Sanders hosted a radical imam named Qazwini at his Michigan rally. Qazwini has previously said that ISIS is tied to Israel, and he bragged about how close he is to the spiritual leader of Hezbollah. This is a radical, crazy anti-Semite we're talking about. But did the mainstream media report on this? No, the mainstream media didn't even mention it. A new bill in the Canadian House of Commons, called C8, could jail parents for refusing to facilitate a transgender transition for kids. Under the guise of banning conversion therapy, the legislation actually defines conversion therapy to include efforts to change somebody's gender identity to cisgender. That means if a parent takes their 8-year-old son to a counselor who tells the boy that he's a boy and he always will be, both the parents and the counselor could face 5 years in prison. But did the mainstream media report on this? Nope. The mainstream media stayed silent. 2 Republican congressmen introduced legislation in the U.S. House of Representatives that could save taxpayers $15 billion over 5 years. The bill would allow the federal government to sell over 3,000 government-owned buildings that currently sit vacant and sell 8,000 that are underused. This could save $3 billion per year for 5 years. But did the mainstream media report on this fabulous, fiscally responsible potential law? No, the mainstream media said nothing. The mainstream media doesn't care to report any of that to you, so we will.